Okay. Hi. All right. So we're live. So, do we have any questions on the homework this week or this lesson?
I don't think I did.
I have just something that keeps happening to me. It's not so much of a question as why does this keep happening to me? So whenever I'm doing the z-score calculation, even when I don't round the whole way, I'm always the third decimal point is always one number off from the teacher's answer, and then I get stuff wrong, and I'm just like, why does this keep happening?
That kept happening to me too.
Do you think it's their key?
I don't know. I know that mine was, I started plugging it in. You use a scientific calculator, right?
Yeah.
Really nice one. Okay. So I don't have one of those. And I was having the same issue because I was trying to plug it in. How do I explain it? I was trying to plug it in even before I rounded and stuff, and I was having the same issue you were having. And then I started doing each part of the problem individually and then plugging it in.
See, I do that too, though. I've tried every single avenue, and I either the one that's most right is the one that I'm most used to doing, but it's always one decimal, the third decimal point is just 1 point off. But if I try to do all at once and not individual, then it's way off.
Right.
So I don't understand.
I don't know. Maybe meet up with the TA and show her what you're doing, and maybe she'll be able to help. She's been super helpful for me.
That's probably a good idea. It's just frustrating because I'll get that answer wrong even though I'm one. On quizzes decimal point off. It's almost the same answer. But it's not enough that when I plug it into the normal probability applet that I get a different area. So I still get the right area. But yeah. I guess sometime I might not get the right area either. I don't know.
I had the same problem.
Did you have this with the part B of question 8 particularly?
Yes.
Yes.
So we're all having this problem?
Yeah. So maybe we need to.
Was it just on that question?
The one that's 5.17 something or another.
I kept getting 5.173, but it's 5.174.
Yeah. I tried it over and over again too, and
me too.
Couldn't figure out how they got the 4.
Yeah. I was like, are they just deciding to round really weird or something? But yeah, I don't know. I'll probably just email the teacher and say that we all had issues on that particular one and see if she can, if it was if it was an error in the key.
Sorry, I will be right back.
But yeah, that was my only confusion.
Yeah, that's the thing I got hung up on too.
Uh-oh. The infamous phone.
It's officially a math meeting. Okay, so should we just dive on into the quiz?
Sure. It's weird not having Maddie here.
I know. Okay, so I have Courtney, Mary, and then me.
Try. I've been having problems with my connection lately.
Oh no.
No, every time I sign in, it says, no, this isn't going to happen, and then I have to do it again. Super annoying.
Okay, here it is. Like the quiz wasn't loading up.
Oh, yeah. Okay, are we ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so like I said, I have Courtney, then Marianne, then me.
Okay. The symbol for the true population proportion is which of the following? What's the top one called? Is that even one we've learned about?
No.
Okay.
Not even Enya? I don't even think that's a thing.
I was like, that's like a Spanish piñata.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then P hat and B.
Pena. There we go.
Isn't it just P?
I think so, because the p hat is the sample proportion, right?
I believe so.
Joseph?
I do get those two mixed up a little bit. I wish they used like a different letter than P.
I thought about you this time when I was taking notes because it introduced like the other P.
I know.
Stop. And I was like, oh, she's not going to be happy.
Nope.
Yeah.
Did you watch the teacher's video for this lesson?
I did. I don't think I did on this lesson. I did for the last lesson though.
And she talks about the confusion with all the different kinds of peas.
Oh, that's good. I'll have to watch that. Yeah, no, I finished this assignment like before she posted that. So
Me too. I just barely watched it before this.
that's good. I was doing homework for my other class before this. Okay.
So I guess it's my turn. For the next two questions, pose n equals 100, p equals 0.25, and p hat equals 0.10. The requirements for constructing a confidence interval are satisfied. So
Now this is the one where we do n times p hat, not regular p, right?
yeah, for the confidence interval.
Yeah. Okay, the first one equals 10, so that works. Well, looks like it's satisfied.
I think so.
Oh, so I get it. So this makes it more sense to my mind. You only use the p hat version of the requirements for confidence intervals. I caught that before, but then I guess when it says hypothesis test, we use regular p.
That makes sense. So we use the P. Regular P for hypothesis, right? P hat for confidence. Okay, I'm going to write that down. Okay. Use the following information for the next 5 questions. A study of first-degree murder trials was conducted in another state. A random sample of 60 people on trial for first-degree murder was taken. Of these, 45 of the defendants were found guilty. So question 6, find p hat, the point estimate of the proportion of first-degree murder defendants who are found guilty in this state. It's just 45 out of 60, right?
So is the first answer just the p equals x divided by n?
I think
The
so.
second point estimate? Well, p hat. So p hat. Oh, that's how we're finding p hat. Okay.
Is that 0.750?
Yeah. Okay, create. Oh, are you there?
Oh, sorry. I was just reading.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Oh. Create a 95% confidence interval for the true proportion of first-degree murder trials in this state, where the verdict is guilty. Input your answers for the margin of error, lower bound and upper bound. You know, like they taught us how to do Excel on the homework, but then I don't think we're like even using it. But like we could, and it'd be really fast. They don't differentiate which one we're supposed to do, but I've been doing the hand calculations because I figured that was more valuable for me to know.
That's 1.64? No.
I'm gonna remember how to do the margin of error.
Let's do margin of error.
So you do basically,
1.96.
because I'm used to doing the margin of error by finding the lower and upper bound first.
Well, that is what we do, right?
In the example, or like in the answer key, she actually used an equation to find the margin of error, and then she used the margin of error to find the lower and upper bound.
So margin of error is the z star times the square root of p
Mhm.
minus p over n.
But that's how we find.
It's not how you find the z-score because it's missing the p hat plus or minus the z-score. It's just a z-score part on, right?
I just have the equations like p hat minus z and p hat plus z star. Square root p hat 1 minus p hat over n.
Well, I got 0.1, I guess it'd be 110 if you round it.
Are we using, is it p or p hat? I forgot.
It's p hat
Okay.
because we're doing a confidence interval.
So it would be 0.95, right?
I got 0.1095673309, so rounded. I think it's 110.
Okay, can you explain this one? Because now I feel like I'm 100% lost.
How do I do screen share?
Just what formula and how to do. We're using this formula for the confidence interval, right? And then you just subtract the lower from the upper.
So right here is the equation that I used. So, because that's what she did in the key, and that's how I figured out how she did it.
So we're not using.
It's like the z-score equation, but you're missing the first part that would go right here, like the p hat plus or minus. You just cut that part off, and then with this, you would take this and add it to p hat. You plus it, and then you minus it from p hat, and that's how you get the lower and upper bound. Does that make sense?
What do you mean by add and subtract?
So like on the next question, it says construct and interpret the 95% confidence interval. And so p hat, so 0.0288, if you plug that into your calculator and you add p hat, which in this case was 0.6799, then you get the lower bound, or sorry, the upper bound because it's adding. But then if you take this and you minus 0.6799 p hat, then you get the lower bound.
Wow. Okay.
So it's like another way of doing it, I guess. But it's how she did it in the homework, so I figured that's how we should do it. I don't know, what do you think, Marianne?
Um, I think that I did it the same way you did. What was your answer again?
On the one just now, I got like 0.1095, so I rounded that to 0.110.
Yeah, that's what I got as well.
Okay. Are you done with the screen share?
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
I don't know if you're gonna write down the equation.
Yeah, I probably should. Okay. So.
That's how you do it. So that means, well, are you ready, Nicole?
Yeah, go ahead.
So then if p hat was 0.75, then we do 0.75 minus 0.110 to get the lower bound, right? So you do p hat minus the margin of error.
Mhm.
So that's
Because we get nervous about our rounding, right?
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, do you think for the lower bound we should not round the 110 even though we rounded it for the answer?
I don't know. That's kind of.
Probably not. We probably don't round it. That means I gotta recalculate this though, because I didn't write it down. I wrote part of it down. Okay, so the decimal we need to actually do is 1.10956733309. And so then we do minus.
It ends up being the same 0.640.
So for this time I got a negative 0.640. I don't know why. Let me try that. Oh, I probably minus the wrong thing, right? Because we do p hat minus it. That's why. Yeah, it's still the same answer. All right. And then for the upper bound, I got 0.85. I guess 860 rounded.
Yeah, that's what I got as well.
Sorry, I'm like super.
Did you figure it out?
No. I feel like I had a handle on this, and now I feel like I'm.
Confidence interval?
Yeah.
Do you need me to put the equation back up?
Would you mind? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's not hard. Dude. Okay.
Okay, so let's see. So I got that one, the one we were doing. I got 0.10110.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, so that's what it is rounded, yeah.
Okay, it's 0.110.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just like, sorry, I'm having like the hardest time lately with everything, and I feel super sick all the time, so I'm trying to understand it all. Okay, and then for the lower bound, we just do the equation, right? That we have the minus.
Yeah, so p hat plus or minus.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
guess you really are doing like the z-score equation kind of, but
Mhm.
you just do the p hat plus or minus part after the fact.
Right. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Whose turn is it?
I could probably go.
I love your pen, Marianne.
Oh, thanks. My
Yeah.
little guy got it for Easter and gave it to me.
Cute.
Horrible.
So I use it for my math. It's my math pen.
It makes you happy, right? It's fluffy.
Yeah.
It's a butterfly.
Yeah. I forgot I even had it. Like,
I know, it's gonna crack me up, all the fluffiness over there.
okay. Yeah, I always have lots of little things at my desk from them.
It's cute.
Okay. Number 10 says, you increase the sample size from 60 to 80. What do you expect to happen to the width of the confidence interval? Probably decrease,
Yeah.
because it will make the numbers, yeah, decrease.
Okay. To conduct a hypothesis test for one proportion, two requirements must be met. Suppose p equals a half. What is the smallest n can be for both requirements and still be met? Oh, okay.
Isn't that just 1 or 20 because 10 would be half of 20?
So we're doing a hypothesis test one.
I think we're just plugging it into the requirement or into the requirements equation. But yeah, for a hypothesis test. Oh, what else?
Yeah, I think that's.
It's okay. Okay, come do math with me.
Okay, are we ready for number 12?
The answer is just 20, right?
Yeah.
Are we sure it's 20? I mean, it makes sense from what we did last time, but when you plug it into the equation or into the requirements, it's still quite large.
Let's see.
But I remember that's how we did it before and it was right. Like we did 40 for 1/4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time.
Solve for n in those requirements and see what the lowest possible answer could be.
Because, I mean, you can plug in 19 and see if it works. And if it does, then we can keep going down and find.
So P is 10, right?
Yeah, P is 0.5.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's
Oh,
a
wait.
so.
Yeah, it's half. P is 1/2, so 0.5.
I thought it was like 1/2 of the sample size, which would be 10.
No, I think it's just the.
0.5. Okay, well that could be why. Yeah, that equals 10. Okay, so that means 12 is 1/10. So that'd be 100, right?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Plus for yeah, it's the exact same question, just with a different.
Yeah.
Hey, it's okay. You're okay.
Okay.
Can I? Sorry, I hate to ask again, but questions 8 and 9, we're just using the lower bound, upper bound, right? The p hat minus z P hat 1 minus P hat over N, and then plus on the other one.
Yeah, P hat plus or minus M.
And then how do we find, oh, because it's 95% confidence interval, the Z is 1.96?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure I have that right in my brain.
Mhm.
Okay. So, no.
Okay, are you ready for the next section?
I think so.
I don't know whose turn it is.
I'll
I think
just
it's Nicole's.
For the water quality study in the reading, about 60% of the microinvertebrate water quality indicators have historically been associated with good health. The researchers suspect that water quality in the area has decreased. They conduct a hypothesis test using significance level A equals 0.05 with the following hypotheses. They collect new data, and this time n equals 80 and x equals 38. Indicate good health. The conditions for conducting a hypothesis test are satisfied. So we would just use 0.60 for the P, right?
Mm-hmm. Times 80. The first part.
Did you get it true?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, can we move on to number 14 yet?
Yeah.
Just dividing the X and the N.
Yeah. So it's 0.475.
Yeah. And then let's see, question 15 is finding the test statistics. So we need to do the Z. What are we going to do?
You're using the regular z-score equation, like z equals value minus mean divided by standard deviation, which is the p hat minus p divided by the square root of p minus, or p1 minus p
Yeah.
divided by n.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it would be point 0.475 minus 0.6.
My final answer was negative 0.228. Does that sound right?
I'm almost there. I got negative 2.282.
Negative 0.2282.
Oh,
right?
negative 2. Yeah, negative 2.282.
Oh, wait, you got negative 2.2? Because I got like negative 0.228. But I can type it in again. Because the top part is going to be 0.475 minus 0.6, right? So that makes that top part that we're dividing negative 1.125.
Negative 1.25. Mm-hmm.
Negative 0.125, right?
Yeah.
And the bottom part, I got like 0.05477.
That's what I got too. And when I do it, it doesn't have a 2 in front. It's just 0.2282.
Let me try again.
But this time I got positive. Oh, it's because I forgot to type negative at the top, but anyways.
I still got negative 2.282p7.
Wait, and you put negative 0.125 divided by 0.54.
0.05477.
No. Nicole, you got 0.5477, right? No zero in between?
For which, sorry, for what?
Um,
I'm just trying to work it too.
for the
The-
decimal on the bottom line, when you like do the last second row.
I got 0.05477.
Okay, well then let me check something out. So I got 0.24 as p times 1 minus p.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I got 0.24, so I did that right. Divided by the sample size, which is 80, right?
Which is 0.003. And then square root it.
Mm-hmm. I remember doing that. Oh, okay, so there's a 0 there. Okay, so it's negative 2.228, right?
Yeah, that's. Oh wait,
That's still negative.
negative. I got negative 2.282.
Yeah.
So in the Z's probability app, we just highlight the lower one, right? Because we're just finding out p is smaller than
Yeah.
0.2. Okay, so I got area 0.0129.
I got 0.0112.
When you typed negative 2.228.
Negative 2.282.
Okay.
P-value is area, right? The area of the applet.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know I'm asking a billion questions. I'm just triple checking myself.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what this is for, right?
Yeah, 0.011.
And then we're just shading to the left, right? Because we're looking for less than.
This is the hypothesis. Is less than.
Joseph.
Okay, one more question left.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh, because I already answered rejected me. I guess I didn't do that with you guys.
So what is the decision?
so we reject it because it's less.
Yep.
So, which of the following best summarizes the conclusion of this test? So we know it's going to be there is sufficient evidence. Two, to conclude that water quality in the area has not decreased, there is sufficient evidence to conclude that the water in the area has decreased, right? Last one.
Has decreased.
Okay, are you ready to do this?
Yeah. Just
Yay, 100.
Good.
okay. Well, as far as the project goes, I think we need to give Maddie a couple of days
Yeah.
to acclimate because it's gonna be.
And I think that, you know, if she does turn it in like a little late, if she didn't already turn it in, I think the teacher would be like, well, obviously you gave her.
Yeah.
That's her part and she's already been in on it.
Plus,
So,
we did do things early, so I think that
yeah,
you know,
I think we're fine.
yeah, I think so too.
Do one of my questions was when we have signed up for it, like Maddie signed up for this one, is she the only one that turns it in, or do we all turn it in?
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
I think she is the only one that turns it in, but we can all collaborate on putting it together.
Mhm.
Type of thing. I'm
Yeah.
sure we could turn it in for her if we needed to, though.
Yeah. And I think I looked up the next step, and I think the next one is due in week 11. Is that right?
What week is that? Do you know?
That's in 2 weeks.
Okay.
9.
So we just need to get our studies put together and then, or like our collect our data in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's doable.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to get through this week, and then I feel like I can kind of
Yeah.
refocus on that stuff again.
And I think on the collect, I looked at the assignment that we download, and it's something that each of us fills out.
Yeah. Okay. Are we done?
Yeah.
I think that's everything.
Who's heading the next?